Like, I always thought that I'd at least be married or I'd have like a child before I lost my mom and my dad.
You know, she just wasn't my mother. She was my best friend, and she was my confidant. She was like a sister to me, and I'm an only child, so, you know, having that mother figure in my life, or like just having that sister figure in my life was a lot, like, meant a lot. And, you know, there was nothing that her hugs and her voice couldn't make me feel better. Like, everything about her just made me feel like I was safe and that I was at home. And she was just this amazing woman. You know, she was my hero, and she was other people's hero. And my dad likes to call her Super Mom because she really was.
Yeah.
She went to work, you know, 12-hour shifts, 7 to 7, 6 to 6, and she'd wake up at 4 in the morning, and my room's right next to the shower, so I would hear her turn her shower on, and I'd be like, yep, that's Mom, and then I'd go back to sleep. And before she left for work, she would kiss me on the forehead every day, and she said, I'll see you when I get home. And it was just, you know, when people ask me, like, what my mother did, and I got to tell them that my mom was a doctor, and that, you know, well, she was a doctor back home in India, and then she became a PA when she had me. But, you know, it's like the proudest feeling I had, because I knew, like, what she was doing. You know, she was saving other people's lives without being noticed. Like, she was a hero unnoticed. So I was texting her back and forth a lot of time in the hospital, and I tried to call her and FaceTime, but she just was not weak. She was just not, strong enough to, like, speak or, like, to, like, actually talk. So I was like, okay, like, at least texting, you know, like, it'll make up for, like, not being able to call. And her last text to me was Thursday. And I was just talking to her about college and stuff, because I was doing college from home, and it was a weird adjustment, and I'm like, you know, I need you home, like, I need to talk to you about so much, you know. And she's like, you know, I promise I'll come home, and I love you. And that was the last time I ever talked to her. And it just sucks, because, like, I actually had hope she was coming home, and that I would get to talk to her and tell her everything. And I continued texting her through till her death, and even a few days after her passing, I kept texting her, wanting to believe that it wasn't true that she'd passed away. And it's just hard because I never got to see her face. The last time I saw her face was January 21st, when I was at the airport leaving to go back to school. And it was just hard because, like, had I known that this would have happened, or, like, had I had just some clue, I would have told her to resign, or, like, to just stop working, or to, like, or just, like, you know, I would have not gone back to school. And the thing is, like, I don't want her memory to go in vain, because I know that when all of this is over, and I hate to admit it, but the world will slowly start to become ignorant again, and they won't remember the people who, you know, risk their lives for others. And, you know, like, I see, like, on social media, and I see, like, on the news how, you know, the fire departments and the police officers, you know, and at 7 p.m. in New York City every day, you know, they do a clapping and a cheering for the healthcare workers. But then I can't help but think, but what about the ones who are fallen? What about the ones who are already dead? I like to use the analogy, or I like to believe that doctors are our soldiers when it comes to fighting against these invisible little enemies, or, like, these viruses. And you would never send a soldier into battle without any protection or ammo or guns. So then why are you sending our doctors into a battle with no protective gear to save them? And that's my entire thing. That she didn't deserve to pass away the way she did. That she deserved to live and see me graduate and become a doctor and get married and have kids. And, you know, me and her always used to talk about Switzerland. Oh, we loved Switzerland to no end. That was a shared common interest between the both of us. And she, as a little girl, she wanted a house in Switzerland in the mountains. And, you know, I had promised my mom when I was 16 that I would make that happen somewhere or the other, that she would get her house in Switzerland. And it just sucks because now, even though I plan on fulfilling that goal, I will never have my mother to see that. And, you know, it's not fair the way she died. And it's not fair that she left me and my dad. And I just feel so lost without her.